Australia PM focused on place of business reform as he marks 100 days in office. Sydney, Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese stated his government become focused on jobs and place of business reform as the Australia faces economic challenges inside the healing phase of the COVID-19 pandemic. In a speech in Canberra to mark 100 days of Labor government, Albanese stated his government had a boom agenda that became pro-business and pro-worker. A government-hosted jobs summit this week will carry together key corporation and union agencies to discuss wages growth, productiveness, migration and place of job reform. The largest single final results I am hoping for is the start of a way of life of cooperation, Albanese told the National Press Club on Monday. Albanese mentioned widespread abilities shortages have been performing as a handbrake on the financial system, and it changed into unwise for the previous authorities to inform temporary visa holders to leave Australia during the pandemic as borders closed. In addition to discussions on lifting Australia's migration intake, the authorities could look at growing, greater paths to permanent migration, to draw foreign people again in areas including nursing and engineering, he mentioned. The government's instantaneous priority is shoring up the economy to present households and agencies security and actuality, he said. Australia is already within the restoration segment, and that's imparting its very own economic challenges, including tremendous and unpredictable deliver and call for imbalances which might be riding up fees for organizations and households. The pandemic changed into a race that Australia wasn't equipped for, he mentioned. We have been left susceptible now not just by complacency and a failure to plan, but via years of cuts and willful forget to the very offerings and competencies we wished most. We observed ourselves economically exposed, striking at the cease of the worldwide supply chain. Nurses, teachers and elderly care workers were exhausted by using the pandemic, and there has been a want to enhance employment in these sectors for the last decade beforehand, he stated. Many industries and small organizations in hospitality, tourism and education had been also suffering to reboot. Albanese criticized the file of the Conservative former authorities as 9 years in power, which include chaos in strength coverage and stagnant wages. He highlighted the action his authorities had already taken on climate alternate, its choice to keep a national referendum seeking approval to recognize Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander human beings in the Charter, and its aid for elevating the minimum salary. Australia's principal bank warned this month inflation become heading to 3-decade highs, requiring in addition hikes in hobby rates that would slow boom sharply.